The blue lotus flower is the pathway to another dimension. It is a crucial part of the mysteries and religions of ancient Egypt. Welcome to History Uncharted. We're going to tell you the trippy secrets of the blue lotus, where this magical flower came from, what it symbolized, what it does to your mind and your body, and how it can lead you to another dimension. Just tune in and trip out. The blue lotus is from the genus Nymphaea, the Egyptian lotus. This aquatic plant has been growing in the Nile for thousands of years. It also grows in parts of Asia. Beautiful as this flower might be, it is more than just a beautiful flower. The buds and flowers of the plant are the psychoactive components. In the minds of the ancient Egyptian, it is a pathway to another dimension. There is a painting on a tomb in the British Museum in which the scribe, Nebamun, is fishing and hunting. There are lotuses hanging over his arm. His wife is holding one too. The heads of the flowers are triangular shaped, with white petals and gray and green sepals or borders. But these tantalizing images only give us a glimpse into how the flowers were used. The meaning of these images is mysterious. The one thing that we know for sure is that the flowers were incredibly valuable. The ancient Egyptians created a market for these prized plants and exported them to ancient Greece. The blue lotus is in Homer's Odyssey. Odysseus encountered the lotus eaters on his long journey home from massacring the Trojans. They offered Odysseus and his men food, including lotus. But the lotus stripped them of all desires, leaving only the urge to ingest the fruit. The Greek soldiers were trapped on an island where all time seemed to be forgotten. In other words, his soldiers joined the cult of the blue lotus and lost all desire to fight and die for the rulers of ancient Greece. They preferred the spiritual life that the blue lotus offered them. Odysseus, on the other hand, being a determined ruler and missing his homeland, forced his warriors back on their boats before they gave up on reality forever. The ancient Egyptians used the blue lotus in combination with mandragora, another psychoactive plant, to conduct healing rituals. Shamans used the blue lotus to contact their spirits and to heal illnesses. The flower symbolizes the sun god Ra, who came out in the morning and departed in the evening, just like the elusive blue lotus. Medicinal papyrus depicted on walls of the Temple of Karnak suggests that it also cured people of their illnesses. The ancient Egyptians believed that everything had a spiritual purpose: animals, flowers, life, and death. The blue lotus is a symbol of life and immortality in their belief system. This flower gives them a spiritual connection into the afterlife. They would then be able to communicate with the departed and the divine. The blue lotus's entheogenic qualities make them go into a trance-like state. This is recorded in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This book is one of the most important historical artifacts that remains from their civilization, their guide through death to a natural paradise, where they will live among the gods. Both water lilies and mandrakes help the priests enter shamanistic trances and altered states of consciousness. The ancient Egyptian priests and shamans had a high position in ancient Egyptian society, their role being to guide the souls of the living and dead and lead them towards paradise. Here they could meet their gods and live forever. The Nymphaea plant is discussed throughout the Book of the Dead in the religious and magical rituals. Egyptians believed that these rituals would help the deceased become immortal. Scholars have argued that the lotus is part of the ritual of rebirth and well-being in the afterlife. The images on the tombs guide the deceased to paradise. So, the tombs themselves aren't just tombs. These tombs are spiritual powerhouses that are planned to the last detail. Every square inch, every drawing, and every ritual had a deep meaning. Each of these rituals is a method of becoming one with the spirits of life and death. Procreation is also painted on the walls inside the tombs. Small fertility dolls are buried with the mummies, symbolizing rebirth. Male mummies are buried with artificial phalluses, so they can keep going in the tombs and maybe in the next life too. The blue lotus resembles the sun. The inhabitants of the tombs hold these flowers to their noses and inhale their aroma. A papyrus might use them to invoke gods and goddesses. The walls of the Temple of Edfu in Luxor depict scenes of the pharaoh offering these magical flowers to the god Horus. The text reads that the king is speaking to Horus about the flowers and telling him about their consciousness-raising powers. By looking at them, Our eyes become dynamic or imbued with dynamic properties. By breathing them in, our nostrils dilate. This suggests that the pharaoh and the god Horus are doing drugs together. Lotus flowers were brought to the temple every morning, so the ritual started early. The flowers would be offered to them a total of 3 times a day, along with food and nourishment. The priests spend the entire day dancing and singing to the gods. That kind of sounds like a fun job, doesn't it? As soon as the gods woke up in their shrines, they would have to be placated and entertained. The priestesses also partook of the magic lotus to give them more energy to dance. They would perform backflips and backbends in their long wigs. Hopefully the blue lotus helped. Entheogens, the psychoactive substances used in magical rituals, weren't solely used by ancient Egyptians. They've been used by religious and spiritual groups across the world and since the beginning of time. Shamanistic cultures have used them to connect with higher divinities. Indigenous people in the Amazon have been using the hallucinogen ayahuasca for thousands of years. Mestizo shamans and members of Brazilian churches have also been using entheogens. The Turin Papyrus depicts cults with secret temple gatherings. Elite society imbued their wines with the blue lotus extract for its aphrodisiac qualities. Chalices have shown the blue lotus used in libation rituals and festivities. Wine goblets were decorated to look like the lotus. The little jars of concentrate were added to the wine. Elites were buried with these transcendental flowers. They've been found in Tutankhamun's tomb, scattered all over his body. In his tomb, there was a gold-plated shrine decorated with a bas-relief of a giant nymphaeum and 2 mandragoras held in a pharaoh's left hand. These rituals funerals are also present in the frescoes in the tomb of the scribe Nebamun. There are 2 male dancers with 3 women swathed in blue lotus petals. These women offer vases with golden emanations filled with supposed magical fluid. Then they would perform their ritualistic dance. Papyri have also depicted erotic cartoons, emphasizing the cultural significance of the blue lotus. The tomb images show young people subtly engaged in erotic acts. It's almost a secret coded language. The blue lotus had aphrodisiac qualities that was enjoyed between people. The flower connects love and coitus. In the village of Deir el-Medina near Luxor, Egypt, workmen built and decorated the tombs of the pharaohs and produced incredible papyrus drawings. The Turin Papyrus is among them, and it's obscene compared to other papyrus. The Turin Papyrus shows various couples copulating in various ways. There is a specific scene where a woman is seated on a stool with a lotus flower balancing on top of her head. A man is facing her with an enormous phallus. In another scene, a woman is pleasuring herself and she also has a lotus flower on top of her head. The blue lotus wasn't only consumed, but was also appreciated for its beauty. Ancient Egyptian women believed that the blue lotus could enhance their own beauty too, so they put the flowers in their hair or headdress and used them as perfume too. They clearly couldn't get enough of it. This narcotic mesmerized ancient Egypt. It's a mind-altering substance. It changes a person's behavior, perception, and cognition, and has an intoxicating scent. Ancient Egyptians were aware that the blue lotus wasn't just useful for its spiritual properties, but also had medicinal qualities. The Eberis papyrus that dates back to 1500 BC includes a grand total of 800 medicinal recipes and treatments. It shows that the Egyptians had a vast knowledge of plants and medicines. Despite lacking the technology that we possess today, these embryonic physicians know a great deal about the blue lotus and what it could do, surely more than we do. People use the blue lotus to soothe pain and to treat upset stomachs, depression, anxiety, and insomnia. The blue lotus has 2 alkaloids. One is called nuciferine and the other apomorphine. The main source of nuciferine is the lotus flower. It has exhibited diverse bioactivities combating inflammation, obesity, fat deposits in the liver, diabetes, and viruses, a miracle drug. The other main alkaloid present in large quantities in the magical blue lotus flower is apomorphine. This has been used to treat Parkinson's disease by increasing dopamine receptors and by improving motor function. Apomorphine has also proved to be excellent in helping patients with erectile dysfunction. It has even been shown to lower our blood sugar levels. On the other hand, as a recreational drug, it seems that the blue lotus isn't as strong as depicted in legends and drawings. It merely provides a mild sense of euphoria and tranquility, so please don't go out of your mind trying to track it down. Please remember, it is illegal in the US. You can only find it as massage oil and incense. Interestingly, Nelumbo nucifera is illegal in some countries at this moment in time, including Russia. But on the other hand, it is legal in other countries. In Asia, the blue lotus is used in cuisine and traditional medicine. The blue lotus is used in teas, wines, alcoholic spirits, vaped, smoked, or inhaled as an essential oil. It hasn't really been proven effective in helping reduce anxiety, increasing libido, managing erectile dysfunction, or improving sleep. On the plus side, it has not yet been proven to be toxic or give adverse effects in combination with other medicines. The blue lotus is still being studied. Researchers are specifically interested in the plethora of beneficial compounds in the plant, including alkaloids and flavonoids. Current users claim that the plant has inebriating effects. Drinking it in their teas, they experience a feeling of warmth. They entered a dreamlike state and had decreased stress. Those who have smoked the potent resin extract of the Nymphaea caerulea plant have also reported that it produces an opium or cannabis-like high. Much milder than presumed, this psychoactive plant is used in meditative and introspective practices. People are also experimenting with blue lotus in their cooking to boost their health. People enjoy adding lotus to their soups and stir-fries, but it isn't recommended for children and pregnant and breastfeeding women to use. The ancient Egyptians used the magical blue lotus in their rituals. They used it as an aphrodisiac in their rituals and to guide them on their journey into infinity. Current drug users have been disappointed, but maybe they're missing something. What do you think? This is History Uncharted. See you next time.